So we're at the juncture now where we're going to start to slowly transition out of the fracture shoe or fracture boot from surgery. We're about 4 to 5 weeks out after your surgery, and every patient's different on this. So the transition that we do out of the surgical shoe or surgical boot looks like this. Like in the morning, we'll get out of the surgical shoe and go for about 30 minutes in a regular shoe. We like you to be in something kind of rigid, like a running shoe or hiking shoe, something a little bit more controlled and supportive than something real flexible. Things like Skechers and Crocs and house shoes and house slippers and flip-flops aren't very supportive. They're very flexible and cushiony, but they're not supportive when they flex your foot, because we remember the foot flexes and it's like a lever. So we need a little bit of support going from ultimate rigidity, which is the fracture shoe or fracture boot, to something a little bit more supportive. So day one, go for like 30 minutes or so, maybe sometimes 15 minutes in the morning, and then put the surgical shoe back on. And in the evening, do another 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, and just kind of see how it feels. It's super important as you transition in a regular shoe to kind of walk normally, and really what that looks like is the heel, toe, rolling off of your foot naturally. Walking plank-footed, where you're walking like this and limping, I'm in a regular shoe, isn't appropriate.
Okay.
You have to be walking normally. So that's why we say, do it slowly. Day one, 15 or 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. Day two, maybe go for 45 minutes or an hour in the morning and 45 minutes or an hour in the evening. The rest of the time in the surgical shoe or surgical boot, whichever you have. Everybody's going to be a little bit different, and we're going to every day add a little bit of time. Well, we get to a certain point in the natural healing process where progression is never linear.
Right.
We don't go 2 hours and 2.5 hours and 3 hours and keep going forward. We're going to have a day where we're like an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then the very next day we pushed it a little bit too much, and then you can only go for 30 minutes or 20 minutes. You're like, and you feel depressed about that, but that's a normal progress. So 2 steps forward, 1 step back is a normal process for doing so. Usually it does take people about a week minimum to 2 full weeks to fully transition into a regular shoe. As long as we're walking normally, it's fine. If there's no adverse swelling or pain or any other tweaks with your foot, you're safe to progress a little bit quickly over this time based upon the x-rays that we see today.
Okay.